All right, good afternoon, guys. So today we are going to actually be taking the properties of logarithms that we've learned about and using those to help us solve exponential equations. The other thing I wanted to mention, I've got Desmos open on the right side of my screen, and that's spelled DESMOS. That's a great calculator website that you can use if you don't have a graphing calculator at home. I'm going to be walking you through just a little bit of how you can use that with logarithms today. It's super, super simple. So let's go ahead and get started on number one. So the first thing I would want to do on number one, if I'm solving for n here, is I notice that I have a minus 1 that I could go ahead and take care of. So in order to get that to the other side, I would just add the 1, and I end up with 15 to the n minus 5 equals 99. So that first step shouldn't seem, hopefully not too terribly foreign to you. But here's the problem. Once I get right here, I appear to be stuck. Because what in the world do I do with an exponent n minus 5? I can't just divide 15 to the other side and ignore the exponent. That's not how that works. Well, there's a trick here. And that trick is this. I'm going to take the log of both sides. Because as long as I do the same thing to both sides of an equation, it balances. I took the log of both sides. Here's why that helps me. One of our logarithm properties said this. If I have an exponent sitting right here, then that's the same thing as taking it and distributing it to the whole expression log of 15. So my very next step now would be to take the exponent and swing it down front. So now what I have is n minus 5 times log of 15. And that's a heck of a lot easier to work with. Okay? So now if I want to get n by itself, there's two steps to that. Okay, the first thing that I would do is this right here. I notice that log of 15 is being multiplied by n and by negative 5. So how do I get that log of 15 to the other side? Well, I divide it. So now all I have is n minus 5 equals, okay, log of 99 divided by log of 15. Okay, so there's step one. N is almost by itself. It's still got that minus 5 though. So how do I get a minus 5 to the other side? Well, I would add it. So your final step, and what I'm actually going to type into Desmos, is log of 99 divided by log of 15. Well, it's not going to let me copy paste there. Let me just retype it. Fraction, there we go. So log of 99 divided by log of 15. Then I'm going to add that 5. So plus 5. And all I have to do in Desmos is type log 99. And if you'll hit the slash key, it'll make a fraction. Log of 15. And then plus 5. And your final answer there is 6.697. So I'm going to ask you for 3 numbers after the decimal place every time. So there's my final answer. N equals 6.697. And then you're done. So we'll do one more example here. Let's say that I look at number 3. Number 3, I'm solving for the letter K here. And the first thing I notice is I may not know exactly how to solve this all the way through, but there's an 8 that's being multiplied by e to the k plus 9. Well, if something's being multiplied, how do I get rid of it? Well, I go ahead and divide it. So I come over to Desmos and I say, okay, what's 50.3 divided by 8? And that is 6.2875. So now I have e to the k plus 9 equals 6.2875. And at this point, it looks like I'm stuck because I have this exponent k plus 9 and I don't have a clue what to do with it. But remember, you can always take the log of both sides. The only thing that's different about number 3 is because I see the letter e here, I'm not going to use log, I'm going to use natural log. So when I type this in, it says natural log of e to the k plus 9 equals natural log of 6.2875. My life just got a whole lot easier because now what can I do? Well, one of my logarithm rules tells me that if I have an exponent, I can swing it up front. Having an exponent is the same thing as multiplying or distributing to the whole expression. So my next line would look like this. I'd have k plus 9 times natural log of e equals natural log of 6.2875. So all I did was swing that exponent down to the front. And at this point, all I'm worried about is getting k by itself. Here's what's really nice, and it's a little shortcut here. There are two steps to this equation right now. I have to divide natural log of e to the other side, and then I would subtract the 9. But if I remember this shortcut here, it saves me a little typing. The natural log of e, if you type that in your calculator, is just 1. Well, dividing something by 1 doesn't change it. So what actually happens here is that natural log of e cancels itself out. Let me see if I can pull this over here. So if I realize that, saves me a couple steps there. All right? So now at this point, all that I have is k plus 9 equals natural log of 6.2875. Well, how do I get k by itself? I subtract the 9. So all that I actually have to type in Desmos is the natural log of 6.2875 minus 9, and it will give me my final answer. 6.2875 minus 9, and boom, my answer here is negative 7.161, and I'm done. Right? So that should be plenty to get you through today's quizzes. Go ahead and get started on that. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.